Yes, you beauty of truth. A biggie and a half. Oh, get done quick.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. There was some action this morning that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. So I've already got the day off to a good start. We arrived here in the dark and just getting stuff set up. Time-lapse camera on. I'll put some of that up here for you. Just came down here really light, kept all the boxes and stuff in the car because we weren't sure if the tide was going to come whooshing straight in. So I just got the one rod set up and after about 5 minutes, bang, went right over it. And it was that wonderful sea trout and a smashing little flounder. So I'm filming with my phone because all the camera gear is still in the car. We've just got down here, just got one rod out. Gordon's made one of these rod sticks. I'd set a time-lapse camera up. This rod's been out maybe about 5 minutes and there's definitely a bite. Look, there you go. We need to fetch this in.
Looks a good fish. Maybe a troutie. Aye. You make it better leaving it then. Oh, here we go, look. Yes, you beauty of truth! A biggie and a half! Oh, get done quick! Yes! What a beauty! What as quick as you can. Right, show the camera.
Beauty, absolute beauty.
Wow.
Terrific. I have to get this back quick. You can't muck about with these.
Wow, look at that!
First fish. Look, we've got the flounder as well.
Aye, do not forget about your flounder. It's a bonny wee fish, you know.
Yes, it is a flounder as well. And not too deeply hooked, I don't think. No. Let's just get it unhooked. This one's going to get 2 kisses because I forgot to kiss the trout. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. So 2 species to start the day off. Brilliant. Now then, where are we? We are at Sandend. Well, that's how the English pronounce it, Sandend, and that's how it's written. But locals will call sand, san, and end is ein, I think. You correct me in the comments. So that makes it Sanine. But it's all the beauty of living up here, getting into all this kind of stuff. So what we're doing today, well, it's a nice flat beach. We will try and get the underwater camera out because that's always interesting. I've put the flatty rig on to begin with. I was not actually targeting sea trout. I'm very, very welcome, but I wasn't actually targeting it. I was after the flatfish. I'd really like to get a much bigger turbot. I've also made up a rig with some quite small hooks on it. The idea of that is that Gordon was telling me that the lemon sole that he'd seen on a bit of his footage, they've got small mouths, and In the last video, if you look back at some of the footage, the small coley, the flounders, things are after the bait. And I know it was all like a washing machine, but they're after the bait. But I don't know if those hooks are too big. So I'm going to try scaling down the hooks even more. And the hooks that I've got have come off coarse fishing. I'll show you the rig later on. That's what we're going to be doing with that. We'll send the underwater camera out. Gordon's here.
Aye.
My film cameraman.
Yep.
So,
I got a bonny fish and
have you?
aye.
Oh, wow.
You can use up the car.
You can tell me all about it. You'll have to see what's going on his channel. You know the rules. Catch you in a minute. Well, I hope the GoPro is getting the same colours as I'm getting on this iPhone. How beautiful is that? Right, it feels like a busy morning, really busy morning. We have to keep moving the stuff back because it's a very shallow beach. You move your gear back and then within no time at all the seas come back in again on you. This rod here, the shorter one, that's got the underwater camera on. It's the same setup. It's I think in this case it's a 4 hook number 8s, just set up as a flatty rig. I've cast it out not too far because I'm going to work my way back and just let the line out with the clutch. So it's basically that's out there now for 3 hours and we'll see what we get with that. The sun has come out. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Blue sky. The other rod over there is the one that caught the sea trout and the flounder. Just look at the sea coming in. You can't wish for better. The waves are just nice and steady. Absolutely beautiful. So I haven't seen any action on this rod, but it's been in a while, so I need to freshen up the baits and make sure we've got some bait on at least. So I'll fetch this in. It's got a little, I think it's a 3-ounce gripper lead on it. You can come down the beach. There we go. That tripod really suffers. I had to take all the telescopic legs apart to get the sand out of it. I don't think it's designed for using standing in salt water. I can't feel much weight on here at all. It's not saying fish to me. Maybe we got a fish, but I doubt it. Now I'm winding in a lot, and you'll be thinking, Phil, why didn't you cast in short instead of long? Well, I did cast in short, but I kept moving the rod back and not taking the bait out. So it's turned out that it's a long way out. Does look like it's time to refresh the bait. So I'll do that and get it back out again. I hadn't forgotten you. I knew you were down there. Just need to sort these out now. So I've rebaited. Just send this one back out again. We'll set this up a little bit further up here, I think. Well, as you'll have seen, I've been spending too much time flying drones. Just had those first two fish in the dark. This one's got the camera on, so I'm going to leave that as it is. That rod down there, getting submerged. Going to wind that one in, and let's see what we've got. Well, oh, the rod's fallen over. Yeah, the rod fell over. I think it's time to get the third rod out, because I fetched those in and the baits haven't been touched, so that could have been my lucky two fish this morning. We've still got the baits out on the camera rod, which is good. That rod's just been cast back out again. I think we're going to have a look and see about getting another rod out. More baits in the water, more chance of catching a fish. I tell you what, the weather is way better than last week. My goodness, was it windy. If you haven't seen that video, go and have a look at it. Gardenstown, the last one I did. So windy. But today, blue sky, sunshine, hands are warm, feet aren't too bad. Fantastic. Lovely little beach. Yeah, I do like it here. Very nice. Nice little harbour across the way there. There's lots of these little harbours around this coast. Still got some working boats in a few of them. Now, changing things up a bit. Got myself hooked up here. So I'm going to go for this type of lead that will move around a bit. But I've also changed to this rig. This is what I call my lemon sole rig. And the only reason I'm calling it that is because these are small hooks. These are from my coarse fishing tackle box. I think they're actually a size 10 in coarse fishing language. A couple of beads and a floaty. And I'm going to bait that up just to see if the smaller hook will make a difference. You never know. That rod's just not doing it at the minute. It's just had the 2 fish. So the plan, once this one's baited with small bits of bait, is to head out more in this direction, because that rod's over there, the camera's out this way. I just don't want anything messed up with the camera. I might have to start fetching that in because I'm almost being spooled. I kept moving further and further back up the beach. We'll have to see. Well, what about that? It's warm enough to take your jacket off. I'm going to give it a few turns and fetch the camera rod in a bit, because it's a long way out. I've just been letting it free spool as I've been bringing it back in, and I'm almost spooled. There's a bit more on there. But what we'll do is we'll fetch this in a bit. Gripper lead's definitely stuck. I don't want to bring it in too far, because you need to keep it out the waves. Just trying to pull it in a way that the gripper lead doesn't spring out, if that's possible. No idea. I think I'm going to leave it there. It feels like the lead's gripped again, and we are a bit further in. I think I can see a bit of a tide line up here, so I'm going to make what might be my last move, which is onto this tide line. I think we're on small tides this week. I'm not altogether sure, but I'm going to move that. It's only about 10 metres further up the beach, and then hopefully that's us for a bit.
It's very rare that it's so calm as this. It's the most of the times big rollers.
Yeah.
That'll be for one who've got a camera. That'll be for the surfer, the cool folk.
Oh yeah, the cool people. But it's pretty handy for fishing, just to see what it's like.
They're doing with their Volkswagen Beetles. You just have to listen when you get a day like this, huh?
Oh, this is what it's like. This is perfect.
Did you see like why didn't you see any rain in the forecast?
It's
But as soon as you mentioned it,
well, that's because I looked.
it rained, you see. It was you.
No.
If you hadn't mentioned that, it would have been fine.
I looked at the Met office and they said 3 o'clock. And do you know what? 5 to 3, it came down in buckets.
Oh, sometimes
Absolute
they're
buckets.
pretty accurate.
Well, I tell you what, looks like we know what we're doing. You know, 6 rods on the beach like this.
Oh.
People might think we know what we're up to here.
Oh,
You never know.
we're enjoying ourselves, and that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
That's what fishing's all about.
All about having a lovely time. Seen a few just taps on this rod. It's been out a while. I'm going to fetch it back in, see if it's got plenty of bait on, and see if there's a fish on it. I'm going to hand my camera over to my cameraman. So quite a walk down here. Let's see. I can't feel anything. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes! Flounder. Perfect. Little beauty. Let's get it unhooked.
When did that get us?
Of course. It's an absolute beauty. Let's get the sunlight on it. Perfect. Let's get it back. So that was on the number 4. I think that's the WSB hooks with a little bit of squid and mackerel on it. So we bait these up again, although there's not much bait taken, but we'll just freshen them up anyway and get those back out again. It's an absolutely stunning day. This is probably about the best day we've had this year so far. Brilliant. Clear blue sky and everything. It's like Gordon and I were saying, you know, you don't have to catch on a day like this. Yes, it's nice to catch, it really is good to catch and I appreciate it. But just being out here, coffee in hand, Sangha, mates over there fishing, chattering away, brilliant. Now this rod was on the circular lead and it's just out here, been out a while, so let's fetch it in and let's see what's there. I would say we're about an hour, if that, before high water, and I think that first hour when we first got down here, 6 o'clock this morning, was the best, just in the dusk, in that early light as it comes up. Now this rig was that what I call lemon sole rig, and maybe lost the bait, but that could have been casting. I'm going to put some more bait on, put it out again. How many times do I say that and how many times do I edit it out? I'll just fetch this one in, it's been out a bit. I'll just put some more bait on and cast it back out again. I should have filmed casting that out, it was a good one. You should have seen it. So I've not put it too far out, it's just between the waves there. So as you know, this rod's had the camera on it. The time now is about 11:30, so it's had probably about 4 hours out there. I did wind it in a little bit, but I'm going to bring it all the way in now because the camera battery, the underwater camera waterwolf battery, will be flat, and hopefully we've got a fish on. If we haven't, I hope the camera's been more successful than I have today. As you'll see from the clip here, the clarity of the water was brilliant. The bait was presented a lot better, wasn't moving about. But unfortunately, even over 3 hours of film, I've looked through the lot and I didn't see any fish movement this time. Bit disappointing, but kind of explains why I wasn't catching anything maybe. Anyway, we'll see what happens next time. It's a long way out. Yeah, the camera's here. And no fishies.
Bait missing, yeah?
Yeah, bait missing.
As long as you see something.
Yeah, I do think I had a bite about an hour ago.
Or was you just leaving it to develop?
Yeah, would you believe I got a little red light in there? Oh man. That's the best thing that's caught all day. So what I would be doing with that rod now, I'll dismantle it and just fish with the 2 rods, and that's still about a dozen hooks out in the water. Right, in just a few minutes it's taken to dismantle the other rod, the one that had the camera on, and put the camera away and everything. You can see just how much further the tide's gone out, so it goes out just as quick as it comes in, which I suppose you'd expect that, but I'm gonna have to move everything further down the beach. Keeps me fit. I think there's something rather nice about fresh sand when the tide's gone out. Now in my little bait box here, I've got some sand eel, and I think there's some black lug in there, so I'm going to get some of that on these, just see if we can change baits a bit, and if that'll make a difference. I'll let you know. To be honest with you, I'm not expecting a lot of this black lug because it's been frozen and rethawed about 4 times. Just had to leave you there because the wave was coming in, the sea was coming in at the bait. Yeah, it's been frozen and thawed out a few times because it's been on various trips, so it's a little bit on the mank side, to be honest, but it might just put a bit of smell in the water, it might just get something going, so what can you do? Now all the time the tide was coming in, I was casting fairly short, thinking that the fish would be coming in and probably cover the line. Now it's gone back out again, I'm casting quite a way out, and it doesn't take long for the tide to move out beyond where you're fishing, really, if that makes any kind of sense. So yeah, a longer cast this time and see how we get on with that. Now, I don't know if you can see just above that person there on the horizon, there's a little kind of pagoda-y sort of thing, and there's some buildings behind me. It's a distillery, and I think it's called Glenglassaugh. I might have that wrong. There's another one over in Old Meldrum, and it's called Glengirry. Have a look for Glengirry. It's not spelt anything like that. So I'll be honest, the fishing is a bit slow, but it's more than made up for it by the day. Just look at the conditions. It is beautiful. Gordon's enjoying himself too. Had a right old natter off camera. Put the world to rights. Just moved the other rod back and cast it as far as I could. The fish score, 2 flounder and a sea trout. Probably a PB. Yes, it is. I hadn't thought about that. It is. It's a PB sea trout. I've never had one that big. No. So a PB. Brilliant. But 2 very small flounder. But really, really appreciated getting them. Beautiful. It's just so nice, isn't it? Being out catching. I do hope you enjoy these adventures. I do hope you like coming along with us. I love sharing them. Yeah, people see what we get up to. It's never fish a cast, you know, but that's real fishing. That's real fishing. I'm really pleased I've caught fish, but I've had a terrific time. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. I am going to stop banging on about that. I know it can get tedious, but this is what it is. So glad it came out. So glad it came out. Do pop over to Gordon's channel, have a look and see what he's been up to today. I know, but you can have a little look as well. Fetching this one in and see what happens. I saw the dog coming and I thought if I put my rod tip down, he'd run over the line rather than straight through it.
You made a beeline for me.
Okay, he's friendly enough. Well, I'm going to fish these baits out. I've still got 2 rods in, and we're going to draw it to a close. So if I do get something on these rods, I'll put the camera back on and you can see what I've got. But what a great day!
Oh, magic day! There hasn't been no bites with the tide going back.
No, it has. It went a bit quiet, but we've had some fish, and we've had some really good fish. I've had what I think is a personal best sea trout. I wasn't targeting it. I'd got my flatty rig on. I've been fishing my standard flatty rig, and I've also tried what I call a lemon sole rig, which is basically small hooks, coarse fishing hooks that I showed you earlier on.
The fish has been awful small today.
The fish have been small, haven't they? Well, apart from the sea trout, it'd be massive.
It's a good sea. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it was a good sized fish. Yeah, as you'll see.
I got a good fish, you know.
You have, yeah. We've both done well today. So you need to see what Gordon's been catching. So fish and things.
Fish and things.
You know the drill. Go and have a look over there too.
And find the key ring and fish and things.
Have you hidden that?
I've hidden the key ring.
Oh. I didn't see you do that.
I thought you were spying me with your drone thing.
Oh, is that what you were up to?
I was hiding the key ring. I'd just seen his drone hovering about over my head.
Yeah, I'll give you some drone footage. I'll let you have that.
Yeah. Great stuff.
It's been, well, you can see we haven't got our jackets on. It's been really warm. It's been the best day we've had all year, I think, so far. I think, really, unless we get some more fish, we'll draw it to a close here. Tight lines from me.
And take care all day, and I'll catch you safe there for me.
See you in the next video. Bye.
Yes, you beauty of fruit. That's beginning, huh?